Alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh, my brothers and sisters. I want to talk to you today about the plan to becoming a millionaire. Becoming a millionaire sounds crazy. It is something which, when we're young, it's like, oh, if you become a millionaire, you've made it in life. I want to talk to you about one, if it's possible, of course it's possible, how you can go about becoming a millionaire, and well, what are the sort of advices that I would give to yourselves. The number one thing you have to work out if you have a target in place, and that being becoming a millionaire, is, well, what is classed a millionaire? See, I'll give you an example. It is not necessarily true that you have to make £1 million a year to become a millionaire, or that you have to have £1 million cash in your bank account to become a millionaire. Actually, someone can be classed a millionaire a lot sooner, and maybe someone watching this is already technically a millionaire. So for example, if you have a business that is making 200 or 250,000 pounds a year, and the sale price of that business is 4 or 5 times what you're making in a year, then you have £1 million company. Now again, let me break that down, because if you have a business making 200 or 250,000 pounds a year, and it does not solely depend on you, then the basic understanding to that is the minimum you should be looking to sell that company for is 4 or 5 times what it's making a year. Now, do people buy companies? You'll be very surprised. When you enter the business world, actually, there are a lot of people looking to buy companies, making a profit, and seeing how they can, well, 5 times or 10 times that company. And so there are definitely people looking to buy your company. Now, the point being this: you are classed a millionaire if your company is making 200 or 250,000 pounds a year, and you can 5x that. Now, I am going to go into how you can go about doing this for yourself. But having said that, let me make it even easier. Let me make it where it's even easier to become a millionaire. If you now have a property, and in that property you have 100 to 150,000 pound equity, well then, technically speaking, your company needs to be valued at 800 or 900,000 pounds, and then you are a millionaire. So it's not necessarily true that you need to have £1 million in your bank account. And again, the reason I share this with you, it's important to understand when you are starting a business, if you have certain things in place in the beginning, actually your business can be valued at a lot more than if it is if you didn't do things in the beginning. So for example, a subscription model is valued a lot higher. A tech company is valued a lot higher. So for example, a subscription model can actually get you 5 or 6 or even 7 times what you're making a year. So if your subscription model is making you 150,000 pounds a year, you're getting very close to that £1 million valuation. Tech is another industry. So the AI industry, the tech industry is another area where if you create something, you can look to make 9, 10, 11 times, not profits by the way, but turnover. So if you are selling your company for 10 times what you're making a year, and as long as your company is making £100,000 a year, then you can be valued as a millionaire. If you're interested in knowing and understanding exactly how to sell a company and the sort of things that come into place when selling a company, then I'll leave the link below, because I've got the platform Teach You, where I've actually brought someone in to create a course on how to sell a company. I think it's amazing, and they share really good information, so feel free to sign up if you wish. Now, going back to it, my plan that I share with you is, it's much better for you to have 1 or 2 streams of income that are doing really, really well for you, and where you can sell them eventually, sell that company eventually, and therefore get your £1 million, which again is very possible. So some things to bear in mind. Sometimes we make a product or a service which is affiliated directly to ourselves. For example, if I have a product or a service which is Abu Musa's whatever, then the issue with this is when you're looking to sell that service or product, I am directly affiliated to that product or service. And so when I look to sell that, well, without me, obviously the valuation decreases massively. But if I create a brand and I push that brand out and I market that brand and it's called XXX company, for example, then obviously the valuation for that will be a lot higher than if it was affiliated to a personal person. These are the sort of things you should bear in mind when starting companies and businesses, and understanding when you're looking to sell them, having the market, having the brand is very important, and actually you can get a lot more when selling that company. Now, I also want to break this down for you, because, well, £1 million, £250,000 a year, right? You need to make that a year. Well, in short, we're looking at £20,000 a month. Again, sounds crazy, I know it does, but when you break it down to the point where you need to make £20,000 turnover a month to be classed as a millionaire. To the point where back in the days, if you were classed as a millionaire, it was as if, you had crazy amounts of money. Well, actually, the reality is a lot different now. If you are making £20,000 a month turnover, and over the year it's 250, for example, you round it up, say it's £250,000 a year, then again, you can sell your company for £1 million. And I go back to one important thing. I go back to one of the most important things when trying to attain this £1 million mark, that you have to understand it's possible. You have to tell yourself, actually, I can hit that number. Actually, I can be classed as a millionaire. And it's not true that it's impossible when it's a massive high target. £20,000 a month is a realistic target. And that is what it comes down to. Having a realistic target in place, telling yourself, I'm going to start a side hustle, a business. Maybe it makes me £2,000, £3,000, £4,000, £5,000 turnover. How can I grow that? From that, you grow that, you hire employees, whatever it is you need to do. Again, it's realistic. Believing and understanding something is attainable and achievable is the first part of ever getting there. So tell yourself it's possible, work hard, consistency and patience is what will get you there. But that's all from me. Barakallahu feek. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah.